everyone. Welcome back to the Capital Lounge. I'm Morgan Reynolds, and today I am here with special guest Richard Giessert, who is a commercial banking officer here in town, one of our favorites, also a member of the Main Street Board with me. And as a bonus, we brought in bartender extraordinaire Mike Reyez, who you may know from either Curfew or the Boiler Room if you are out and about here in town. So for this portion of our event, I'm going to turn it over to Mike. He's going to teach us how to make something kind of yummy and delicious today.
Yeah. What do you got for us, Mike?
Today I'm actually going to do an aviation. I know you've heard a lot of bourbon on the show.
We have. Somebody's done his research. We've got a lot of bourbon fans on the podcast.
I heard you were a gin fan, so I figured I'd come up with a classic aviation martini.
Oh, fancy.
Aviation, funny enough, aviation gin.
Not planned, right?
Not planned.
It just worked out that way.
Just worked out. So.
Yes, my third cousin, first removed, Ryan Reynolds. Yes, makes that.
That's very nice.
Yes, Ryan. Anytime you want to trickle some of those royalties down, just let me know.
Would you say first cousin?
Tell your
something like that.
I just want to write that down.
Absolutely.
Make sure is it your mom's side or your dad's side?
Allegedly. The lawyers are going to be involved.
Allegedly. That's fine. Yeah.
Lawsuits waiting to happen
Oh
here.
boy.
So you got the gin. Now what you got?
All right, this is a Luxardo Maraschino liqueur. Maraschino, as you would know, would be the cherries. But don't be confused. This is actually more of a bitter, sweet bitter liqueur. That is fused with the
And where can you find something like that? I've never seen that before.
Any of your liquor stores, really. Actually, the bottle shop is where I picked this one up. So.
They always have good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I mix this with some lemon juice.
He's using more than 2 ingredients, which is
that's
crazy.
How you know
crazy.
I know. This is getting.
I'm so lazy. I'm
insane.
excited.
Now, typically with the 1914 cocktail, it is made with a violet, creme de violet. Unfortunately, I don't have that, but I do have some simple syrup, which is just as well. It's a sweet liqueur. I just want to give it that little tint of purple.
Okay. That's okay. We are drinking out of pink glasses. I don't know how much femininity Richard needs in one bartending experience.
Oh, it's all right. The drink is good enough that you don't mind the glass.
That's right.
Now a little flair.
Yeah, watch out for the
Yeah.
This is legit. This is much better than I would have done for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So we're very excited to have a professional.
Aviation is garnished with maraschino cherry. I'm using Luxardo's right now.
Excellent. How fancy, you guys. Is there fancy toothpicks and everything?
Oh yeah, nothing but the best.
The Capital Lounge just got a whole lot classier.
Yeah, let's look at this.
The bar has been raised. We can't go back now, guys. Amazing. Thank you,
sir.
Please enjoy.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, good sir. Oh, that's really nice.
Oh, that's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have
Yeah.
42 of those, please. Just kidding. I'm
little
going to drive
tangy.
later.
It's got a lot of nice flavors in it.
delicious.
It's a good summer drink.
Yeah.
The lemon in there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
excellent.
that.
Oh my
Lots
gosh.
of flavors, all mixed in one. Thank
And
you.
this didn't take long to make it all.
It's pretty simple. I used a little fresh lemon juice and simple syrup. It's quick and easy to make. Half and half, hot water, sugar, done and done.
Done and done. But you did have to do some prep work to get us here.
A little
We
bit of prep
appreciate
work.
that.
A little bit of prep work. The squeezing wasn't easy, but
Yeah.
you guys, I mean.
Aww.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
Mike.
If you guys would like a delicious cocktail, go hunt Mike down at Curfew, Boiler, or any of the other places where he might be working and helping all of us enjoy our summer a little bit more. Thank you. All right. Richard and I are going to take these and come join us for the rest of the conversation. Thanks, guys. Welcome back, everybody, to Coffee, Cocktails, and Capitalism. I'm Morgan Reynolds with Beyond the Trend. Today, I'm enjoying a delicious beverage, which you saw us make in the beginning of the video with our very talented bartender, Mike. So, Mike, thank you again. This is delicious.
Thanks, Mike.
I'm glad this is the last thing that we're doing today.
Yeah.
My special guest today is Richard Giessert. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate you having me on the show.
Of course. So Richard is a good friend, a member of the Main Street Vero Beach board with me, which I won't say that that's a trauma bonding experience. But But you can draw your own conclusions, those of you who are on boards of nonprofits here in town. Richard is also a commercial bank officer at Marine Bank, which is located right here in Vero Beach, headquartered.
Headquartered, yep. So Green Bank started about 28 years ago, and been locally headquartered in Vero Beach. And I'm born and raised in Vero, as you know, and so it's kind of exciting to work at a bank that's also born and raised in Vero as well. So it's exciting.
Oh, that's nice. You guys have the same origin story. And we do appreciate Marine Bank also helps to sponsor Main Street things, and Bill Penny has always been very supportive. So it's nice to have you on and for people to get to know you a little bit better outside of commercial lending is what you primarily do, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yep. I commercial loans, real estate, business loans, even property owners associations, construction loans, renovation loans. I've been doing lending locally for 21 years. So if we drive around, I could point out certain things that helped get financed, and it's exciting, growing up here as well, being able to be part of the community and giving back and encouraging businesses to grow and thrive. So
that's really interesting. That's a great way to look at it, that this is the town you were born in and you've been part of kind of its growth and evolution in that way.
Small piece, but I'm still excited.
Well, we all have our role to play.
Exactly.
So let's go backwards a little bit. So you were born and raised here. And did you end up going away to school?
Yeah, I went to University of Florida. I have a degree in finance and economics, a dual major. And
what was it about finance that was interesting to you, though?
Actually, a funny story is I when I first went to college, I thought I was going to be a veterinarian, and I was, went to school to be a veterinarian. And first semester, I realized I'm not really good at chemistry and biology, and I don't really enjoy it that much. So I quickly realized I'm really good at numbers and really enjoy that. So I got involved in finance, and kind of the other side about that was the dual major. I had a lot of friends that were, taking extracurricular activities, whether it's tennis or bowling. And I'm like, who wants to spend, that much money on an additional like tennis lesson or bowling lesson? I might as well take another degree and get another degree. So now it's definitely something I'm really excited about. I did very well in school and just enjoy it. And some of those principles I still apply today. So.
Well, that's cool. A lot of people cannot use anything they learn in college in their career later in life.
Funny.
So that's positive.
Yeah.
And then you came directly back to Vero?
I did. Yep. I started my career at a small bank that ended up getting bought out by a bigger bank. And, that's one of those things that kind of happens. Even if you don't move, they, the bank sometimes banks get, gobbled up and the good ones get bought. And kind of progresses that way. So it's exciting to kind of be working at a small bank again, and having the president and CEO, as you mentioned, is somebody I see every day. The chief credit officer is right in our office, and the credit department's right in our office, and shaking their hands and talking them through a deal is really exciting too. So
now you and I have spent a lot of time kind of talking about all the different businesses downtown and things like that. Do you have any kind of general observations about Vero's current economy or kind of how it's trending or shifting that you would like to share or comment on?
Yeah. Historically, we have always had a lot of seasons, in season versus out of season. We have a lot of folks that come here during the winter season.
It was a snowbird town for a long time.
Yeah. And it's still a lot of that influence. After the pandemic, I think, or during the pandemic and after the pandemic, I think we had an influx of people that were here longer, stayed longer. A lot of that had to do with different rules in Florida than they were elsewhere. So, and I think this is one of our first sort of off seasons since before the pandemic that sort of been slowing down. I've been talking to a lot of businesses, and it's a little bit more like a traditional summer, not like the last few summers that were just gangbusters. But overall, I think there's, feel like it's pretty typical, beginning of an off season, if you will.
Yeah.
We can park out front of your office. And a few months ago, you couldn't.
That is correct. Yes. But even growing up in Chicago, I mean, we had a little bit of that summer season. People are on vacation, kids are out of school, families are taking time off. So there's a lot of industries that see a little bit of a dip in the summer. which is why we all work so hard to try and support our local businesses in the off season as well. So in addition to Main Street, in addition to banking, you're very involved in a lot of other community organizations. And you and I are both members of the Indian River Chamber of Commerce. You're also on their board of directors.
I am. Yeah, I'm on the board of directors at the Indian River Chamber of Commerce. I'm also on the membership committee as well. And, I've been involved with the chamber for quite a long time. It's a 100-year-old organization. That's something I get really excited about too. And, kind of ebbs and flows over those 100 years. And, it's kind of a exciting, part of, community building. And
no, that's interesting because we just celebrated a lot of 100-year anniversaries in our community.
We did.
Can you list all of them? We all turned 100 this year.
I can list a
or in the
few
last
of
3
them.
years.
Yeah, it was the city of Vero Beach, the Indian River County as a whole, the Indian River County Chamber of Commerce, as we just mentioned. I think Mosquito Control District, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The school district, Indian River County School District.
Right. I forgot about that. Yep.
And there's a few other ones I can't remember.
It's the sheriff's department.
Oh, the sheriff's department. Yep.
Yeah,
that's right. And it was kind of funny, as it's had to come up with a few of those fun facts when I was the MC for the Centennial Parade, and some of those things that were kind of interesting. That Vero Beach originally started as Vero in 1919, and then reincorporated as Vero Beach in 1925. And the thought process there was, hey, they want to add beach in the name because if people see Vero versus Vero Beach can appeal to a lot more tourists and exciting.
Yes, of course.
So about a month apart from Indian River County being incorporated as a county as well. So
oh, that is interesting. See,
sort of little known facts.
So in some ways, Vero Beach and the county were both celebrating 100 years.
Yeah, that's a good way to say that, yeah. And where I first heard that from was Amelie Loy a number of years ago, and she had a whole presentation. I won't do it justice, but she did such a good job with it. And those are kind of the ways that, learn more about our community.
Yeah, I think that's cool that in a small town, there's enough people that kind of know things about the community and the history that everywhere you go, people are kind of able to share some of those tidbits. Like, I've only been here 8 years, but since we were celebrating the Indian River County Centennial this last year, I've learned quite a bit about, this all used to be called like Mosquito County.
Mosquito County, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we got mosquito control, so it was less so Mosquito County.
I think it's just naturally a mosquito area. And walking around lately, man, there's mosquitoes everywhere.
They have been pretty vicious.
I went for a run.
We're not calling out the mosquito control. They're doing a great job.
They're doing a great job. I'm calling out the mosquitoes themselves.
Okay.
They need to get their act together. I went for a run the other day, and while I'm running, I'm getting bit. I was like, which is, again, not mosquito control's fault. It's just it's an obscene amount right now.
No, it's like living in Jurassic Park right now.
Really,
it's been raining so much, though. I think that's why.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think we were at one time we were part of Brevard, and another time we were part of St. Lucie County. And then the story goes, St. Lucie County didn't allow Vero Beach to play movies on Sundays. So therefore, Vero Beach said, well, we're going to go form our own county, and drove up to Tallahassee. And that's how Indian River County became a county. The theater that's not far from here.
Yes. The blue laws prevented it from being having open movie theaters, and then also serving alcohol on Sundays and all those types of things, which in Kentucky, they still have a lot of blue laws in a lot of counties, which is where I went to school. In addition to the chamber, you're also very active in the largest Rotary in the county, in the land. What is your claim to fame at this point?
Part of the Sunrise Rotary Vero Beach. It's the best Rotary club in the entire world.
Of course.
In the entire universe.
Absolutely.
I could say that unequivocally. So we are the largest club in the district. The district goes from Boca all the way to Titusville, but not just the largest. We're active. I think we have over 60 projects a year. So there's only 52 weeks in a year. So you're looking at more than one project every week. So very involved, very excited. We meet at 7 a.m. every Wednesday morning. So, oftentimes, the only real negative you might have is having to get up in the morning. That can be kind of difficult for certain professions. But the good part for me is, I don't have a whole lot of meetings scheduled at 7 a.m. on any day, let alone Wednesdays. So
Right.
it fills that. But a lot of good things we do in the community, everything from oyster map projects to international projects with special needs schools, and just both locally and internationally as well. So
What are oyster mapping projects?
so we oyster mats, so we help put the oysters on, basically looks like a string or a mat, put them in the water. They naturally clean some of the toxins out of the water.
Oh, okay. And we do that here in our lagoon. Oh, that's great.
Constantly, yeah.
Okay.
Just one of many, but yep. So everything from environment to kids, reading to kids. We have a kids program where we read to local children. We had a vocational program for a while too. So
Excellent. All right. So it's another way people can get involved. If anybody is new to the community and is looking for ways to get involved.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm the membership chair of the Sunrise Rotary.
seeing a trend. What else are you involved in?
I'm also involved with Main Street, as you know.
Yes.
The board. And I'm also involved with United Way. I'm on the United Way Foundation's finance committee.
Okay, great.
Been on that for quite a while, but yeah, I get passionate about United Way and what the different causes they can highlight. A lot of the nonprofits don't have enough funding to support their being out in the community as much as they need to, and so
Right.
United Way does a really good job of both reviewing and highlighting some of these smaller nonprofits, but also some of the bigger nonprofits too. And making sure everybody's held accountable. There's a citizens review committee process as well. So I've been a part of that in the past.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it's basically local volunteers and a lot of other fundraisers but my role is on the foundation side, making sure the finances are in order and things like that. So.
Very good. Yeah. So do you ever work with Sydney over there?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he's seen me quite a bit. And
Hi, Sydney.
and,
Shout out.
Yeah. And Meredith, and then she does a really good job there, Meredith again. So
Well, United Way is very respected in our community, and I don't know what percentage, but the vast majority of all funds received through them stays right in the county, right?
yeah, it's, exactly. Yep. So I want to say it's in the high 90s.
Right.
Stays right in the
That
county.
sounds right.
Something like
Well,
90,
because
80.
sometimes people hear a name like, United Way or the American Cancer Association, which we also have a local branch of here, and they think, oh, why would I give to, a national charity when I could give to a local charity? But it's important to understand that the local branches of these charities are working here in our community and helping our, friends and neighbors type of thing.
It's a great point, Morgan.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So no, I know they do a lot of really good work over there. So since you've joined the Main Street Board, have you learned anything that you didn't know kind of about the inner workings of Downtown Vero or working with the city of Vero Beach or?
Yeah, I think first of all, I'll say that the city is a lot more open to conversations and discussions. I find it's very encouraging. Everything from coffee with the mayor. We host that every month, and you can sit down with the mayor. You can talk to him directly.
Yeah.
It's a free event. I mean,
Yeah.
people can come and show up, and I'm not trying to promote our event, but still, it's something that you don't find that everywhere across the country, that you can have at least a once a month opportunity for free to show up and hear from a current updated report on our city, and also voice certain questions or concerns. You just don't see that a lot. So that's exciting. And then also with our Downtown Fridays, having the feedback too. That I definitely, appreciate. And then, we can get into the weeds about stuff about the design committees and they look to us sometimes for certain questions and, as opposed to doing everything as a, giant, doesn't need, giant
kind of
capital
its own
campaigns.
municipal entity.
Yeah. Lots of conversation and feedback can be kind of funneled this way. So I don't know. I get really excited. I also get excited about I got to give you a lot of props for that lighting project. And, physical stuff, goes a long way for people to see like, oh, Main Street's doing something. I can see it. I can feel it. I understand it. Oh, I'm at night. I can understand where I'm going, walking around, those types of things. Because a lot of times people can't think about those hypotheticals or more of that intangible.
Right.
So that goes a long way.
And there is a lot of intangible stuff that has to happen to keep a city running and to keep, to the work that happens kind of behind the scenes in these different communities. And if people bother to go to the, I shouldn't say it that way. Most people, I, for one, am usually too busy and working to go to the city council meetings. But if you go and you are able to sit through them, then, there are a lot of things kind of off the beaten path that the public doesn't see that the city is responsible for. So it's interesting to be able to, like you said, in a small community, have a lot more back and forth conversation with your city leadership and be able to kind of bring up the things that you think are most important, and kind of bring them to the forefront on a more regular basis.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I completely agree. And everything, you hear the same, people getting frustrated with certain things and being able to address certain things and giving them feedback. And, we're definitely a voice for the city as well. And then, but both ways, for the city or to the city, so that's kind of a, exciting piece there.
Yeah. Well, I'm very grateful to have you. In addition to all the other busy things that you're doing, what, of the many kind of things that are happening in Vero, like we have 3 corners going, we have a new, is it a water treatment plant that's happening? We have a new marina being built. Of any of these projects, is one of them kind of more interesting to you than the others? Do you think one is going to be more helpful than another? I don't even know how to.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I mean,
you want to comment on any or all of them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to start with downtown because I get really passionate and excited about downtown, and that's mostly why I joined.
Said it all over by this thing. Sorry.
No, you could Main Street, board and stuff like that. So I've been going to a lot of different businesses, downtown for a lot of years, and just that's always very exciting and seeing it grow and more.
And you live here in the city, right?
I do. I live not even a mile from here, from downtown. So, I end up going to downtown to eat and get my hair cut the other day or things like that.
This is your community.
This is my community. So I get very passionate and excited about that. And then a close second, I kind of get thinking about what could happen with the 3 corners. And, it's a little bit longer term. So, and going back to that sort of tangible versus intangible conversation, it's a little bit more theoretical if certain things are a little bit further down the road. But it's something that's going to be really change, it'll change a lot of the things that happen in Vero Beach and, different businesses and how they react. It's on the water as well. That's kind of exciting too. And, so it'll be kind of neat. And, when that all comes to fruition. And the other point I'll make is that, airport district is really growing and changing. And
that's worth evolving as well. Yeah.
It's so, my parents worked at Piper for a long time, so I've been sort of steeped in the
aerospace culture
area,
here,
but it's just so much different now than it ever was. We just opened up our customs facility at the airport, and so that it's exciting. That's going to open up.
So we can have international flights now.
So that way you don't have to take your private jet all the way down to Fort Pierce. You do it right here, Morgan. You don't have to. For your international flights,
it's better for everyone's carbon footprint.
There you go. So, we're saving the environment.
We're saving the environment. One private jet at a time. Yes.
Yeah.
They are also expanding the TSA facilities so that they can accommodate more people. Yeah. And for anybody who's watching who's not as in Vero Beach as we are. Just to put it in perspective, the Vero Beach Airport, when Reyez Airways came and started opening up more commercial flights to different parts of the country, I believe that the baggage claim was outside on the side of the curb.
Used to be.
Yes. So, I mean, this was very much a small town airport, but we were also grateful to have an airport here that we didn't have to drive to Orlando or drive to West Palm to have to go to. My husband takes a lot of flights out of the Vero Beach Airport, so it's really convenient. But we will now have a covered baggage claim.
Yeah, it sounds silly, but
right. But it's like, you think about it. Imagine if you were in Chicago like 100 years ago when all this stuff was starting, right? It's almost like what it's like to be in a small community like this.
Yeah. And to your point, it's like before Reyez, I think I flew out of Vero a few times. But I flew with Reyez about a year ago or so. And like you said, you get home, even if it's late at night, and you're like, oh, it's 10:30, but I'm 5 minutes from my house.
Right.
Get in my car,
Imagine.
get home. I don't have to walk a mile across this giant tarmac or, airport parking
Find your
garage.
car in the
Find the
parking
car, yeah.
parking lots. Yeah.
You can drive right home 5 minutes away. So yeah, I'm real excited. And that opens up a lot of business and commerce and things you and I can't really sit down and think about it when we talk about the U.S. Customs or the different airport as it continues to grow and expand. Definitely, more businesses will kind of pop up out of that we can't even imagine right now.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting. It's kind of an exciting time to be here and to be involved. So, not like we're recruiting, but if anybody wants to get involved.
If you want to make an impact on your community,
that's right.
This is how you do it. Because I'm kind of half being facetious, but I mean, how about you? I run across that all the time. People are like, you know what you should do?
Right.
You know what you should do, Morgan? And you know what you should do? Like, great. Come join us. Come help. Come be part of it.
Yeah.
Come to these things. Because we'll tell you how you can get involved. We'll tell you how you can get involved in any passion project you have, whether it's, I mentioned, from environment to international to, local businesses, anything you're getting excited about, we can help plug you in on those things.
That's very true. Speaking of that, before we segue into something else, do you want to share an update on the Rotary fountain?
Yes. So originally the Rotary fountain went in downtown Vero Beach, and it was exciting because it was a partnership between all the different Rotary clubs in town, got together, raised some money a number of years ago, and put that fountain in. Kind of fell into a little bit of a disrepair over the years, and I'm excited now that we're kind of revitalizing it. We're renovating the whole fountain, and it's going to be everything from no longer a fountain, because that's tough to maintain. Takes a lot of chlorine and scrubbing and everything else, a lot of maintenance involved with it. So we're going to have a lot more planters and trees and monuments to that. I'll share the link, and you can see a lot of the depictions and stuff like that too. But to fundraise for that, we're doing a engraving bricks right in front of there, so you can engrave a brick with anybody's name. They could be living, or your kids, or your grandparents, or whatever you want, or yourself. As long as it's appropriate. Because
the city will pass judgment on your tribute bricks. Yes,
the city has a veto power there.
Yeah, that's
so.
right.
So that's exciting. And then, down the road, if, let's say one of those plants dies, we can replace that plant fairly easily and inexpensively. The other piece is those bricks don't have to be removed, so we can do them all in place. Right now we're selling those bricks as we speak. So that's exciting, but,
yeah. So when you're not, acting as a public servant, or transferring large sums of money around the county.
Collecting it from some people and giving it to other people. That's all I do.
That's what makes the world go round. That's capitalism for you.
Yeah,
So, but no, you and Tiffany like to travel and do other types of things. So you guys just went on kind of a cool trip, right? Overseas? We did. We went to Amsterdam, and for a week, Tiffany, my girlfriend, did a real good job of researching different places. She found this exceptional Airbnb and did a ton of time researching, and then found it. And then the only time it was available was this 1 week, and she booked it. And then we filled in everything from there. Oh, nice. So you started with the location. Yeah. Cool. And then built off of that. My one of my cousins lives in London, because she married somebody from London. So we spent the weekend before that. Flew into London, and then visited them, her and her family, and so it was good to kind of catch up with a long lost cousin. Yeah, and then fly into Amsterdam, and it's food's amazing. It's culture, museums, Anne Frank House, tulips, windmills. Everything you think of, cheese. Oh yeah, it was. Were the tulips in bloom when you guys were there? We're in the tail end of it. Oh, nice. So just fields of tulips everywhere, and it was really kind of exciting. It was really something else. Took those cheesy, campy pictures. It's funny, we still haven't shared a lot of those pictures, and it's been over a month or so. We just
kind of keep on moving and stuff. So yeah.
Well, life is too quick, right? You come back from a vacation, then it's almost like you need a vacation from the vacation, and your inbox is full.
Oh, that's exactly it. And then you don't realize until you're international that you can't check all your emails, and you're like, oh, well, I'm out of responses on. That's fine.
Whoops, it's gonna take a while.
But yeah, I think. And then last year we went to New York City. I think in February, so that was exciting too. And it happened to snow, and I think that was Tiffany's first time ever seeing snow. So that was
wow,
exciting. Makes us seem like small town people, but
just Southern people.
Southern people. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. But and actually, right after this, as soon as we're done with this, wrapping it up, we're gonna fly out of here and go to Vegas this weekend. So.
Oh, that's fun. I'm jealous. I'm not going anywhere this weekend.
Really excited. We're gonna be staying at the Paris and
okay.
Yep. So.
I don't think I've ever been there, actually.
I've never stayed there.
Is it on the Strip?
Right on the Strip. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
okay,
we'll get to do some gambling and things like that too. But yeah, no, traveling's always exciting, and getting around different places is always good. Have a house in North Carolina, so go there about once a year or two. So
yeah, is that where you might want to retire? Do you think?
I can't see. I think I'm then. Yeah, Vero. I mean,
Vero will always be hunting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't see myself. I don't know. I mean, yeah, spending more time traveling is a better way to say that. I can see that happening quite a bit. Or part-time living places like most of our town does. Like that kind of makes sense. Especially with the mosquitoes and heat that we're talking about sometimes. But that being said, is just getting more time to get in the water.
Yes.
Right now, it's sometimes hard to find the time and energy to get go for a swim and stuff like that. But
yeah. Well, it is kind of exciting to be part of our community, I think, when it feels like there's a lot of energy and momentum right now in terms of what's happening economically and developmentally. And, there just seems to be a lot of people that are passionate all at the same time. And so you kind of feel like you have to run fast to maximize that while you can.
Yeah. So we have a lot of people interested in a lot of different projects and things that we're working on, so that you had to, capitalize off of that, or else you lose that energy and momentum. So that's a very good point.
Sleep when you're dead. That's what they say.
My new quote is, no sleep, just vibes.
No sleep, just vibes. Is that what the Gen Zers are saying?
The Gen
now?
Zers are saying. I'm adopting it.
Yeah,
I'm adopting it anyway.
Well, you can keep us looped in because you have a son in high school.
I do. Yeah, I have a 16-year-old son in high school, and he definitely thinks I'm a nerd and not cool. And
not cool, Dad.
I gotta keep telling him how cool I am, which I think makes me even less cool.
Probably. I mean, it's hard how that works. I don't think any kid can ever be convinced that their parents are cool. It's just against human nature.
No. But I'm going back to the Centennial Parade. Him seeing me, at the emceeing that. I think he was pretty excited for me. So he didn't say too much, but you got to read into that with a 16-year-old boy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe Dad isn't so lame.
Yeah. Yes. That was a good part of that too.
Which also, having a son in high school, you and I recently kind of got pulled in on a conversation about potentially, I think we can share this, potentially creating a walking path between the high school and the downtown district.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like that would be a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that some other folks we were trying to work on in the past, and they come to certain events we have, and they see kind of what we're doing, and they say, hey, can you help us with something else we worked on years ago? They don't even remember who was involved with it in the past, and we're able to kind of help shepherd this and keep things moving. But essentially, we haven't worked out the details yet, so I'm not going to say all of what we're talking about. But the thought process...
Let's cement, as they say.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're kind of thinking right now is a walking path from the high school to somewhere downtown. And might be a loop, might be a straight back and forth. But, the thought process is, having a kid in high school, I can give some perspective. There's where the kids already are walking, how they're going, what they're doing, how they're thinking, whether or not, like, we as adults and business people, you can't just make kids do what you want. You got to kind of like lead them there. So some of those thought processes, go along.
But that could be great for a lot of different reasons, give a kind of a safe right of way to, hopefully more kids than are already just naturally kind of walking downtown, maybe passing through to the library or coming down to the ice cream shop or something. It would be nice to have kind of an even bigger, younger audience for our downtown business owners. And it would be nice for the kids to feel like they kind of have a to-do after school and that it's safe and everybody's kind of, as a community, maybe keeping a little bit of an eye out for them. So I think that could be really positive.
I completely agree. Yeah. And he was at the Freshman Learning Center last year, and he's in the band. So he had a lot of walk between the Freshman Learning Center and the high school as well. So, the path potentially could be going by there already. So it's, sort of helping certain things that are kind of already going on. So
what does he play?
He plays the saxophone.
Do you have to lug his saxophone back and forth every time?
No. So like the high school, the main campus is where they have the band room.
Oh, they keep it all there.
Yeah, they should keep it all there.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I kind of want to ask you some typical Florida man questions.
Florida man questions? I got that. Yeah, sure. I'm a big supporter of Florida man. Yeah, I'm in.
I know. We love Florida man on Instagram. Florida man shout out.
Yeah, every time I see some Florida post, I reshare and I say, Florida's gonna Florida.
Florida is gonna Florida. Now it's, again, I've only been here 8 years, but I deeply feel the commiseration. Something about it was like mosquitoes from there were like raptors from Jurassic Park or something like that. No, they really are.
And sometimes they fly by my ear.
I was at McKee Gardens the other night, and which is beautiful, by the way. They're doing these twilight tours right now. But they do provide bug spray, so I'm not complaining. But I smacked a couple of mosquitoes, and they were already full of blood. It was disgusting. It was like a battlefield out there. Yeah. So anyway,
your blood or not?
I don't know.
That's always the hard part, is whether or not it's your blood.
Right. Did they get me? Is it from somebody else? Do I need to, shower? Whatever. Anyways.
You mentioned McKee, not to interrupt you, but it's kind of interesting. A few years ago, we started doing the annual membership at McKee, and we thought, you go a couple times and it pays for itself. So kind of, doing that. But then a lot of the different trips, sometimes we'll do, I mentioned some of the bigger trips earlier, but even if we go to like St. Pete, there's a botanical garden all over and so they have reciprocals, and they're like, hey, can I use this? And they go, yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's really
so you
nice.
Get let in a lot of different places, and going, but oftentimes we'll go to museums and botanical gardens wherever we're going, and it's kind of exciting. So yeah, that's another plug for McKee.
Yeah,
it's a really good venue they have there. They had some revitalization, I think, in the 90s, and there's like the Hall of Giants. I don't know if you've ever been through that. And there's the sign, and I remember showing my kid a few years ago, and it says, in the 90s, they revitalized it. And I go, that was me. I was part of that volunteering when I was a kid way back in the day. And,
oh, that's cool.
I'll have to show you a picture of I was in the paper too. So parents kept that clipping from a long time. So I'll get it up eventually.
Part of it from back in the day. Now, you guys are also pretty frequently at Riverside Theater, supporting them as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Tell the people a little bit about our theater if they're not from Vero.
Yeah, Riverside Theater is definitely an attraction point for Vero Beach. Actually, I remember when way back in the day, they revitalized that, and it's just, it's a full performance theater. So they even have a side stage. They, so they can do, so taking a step back there. So they bring Broadway.
Added a black box, right?
Yep,
a black box theater, yeah.
Side stage. Mm-hmm. But the main stage, they bring in actors from all across the country, mostly recruiting from Broadway. So they, they'll go up there. They do a lot of casting calls, and they have top tier type of talent coming into a small town like Vero. Mm-hmm. Very well supported. They also have, like I mentioned, the side stage, does a lot of different events. And this weekend, actually, I found out they're having a Vegas event, and I'm like, I can't go. I'm going to the other Vegas. Sorry, guys.
To the other Vegas.
But in the past,
the rest of us will have to live vicariously at Riverside. Yeah,
or go to the Vegas nights. It was a lot of fun. I went last year and the year before. But they also have that Live at the Loop, and it's a free event they put on. And you can just go and park, and, they have drinks and stuff like that outside if you want to enjoy it.
It's a live band?
Live band?
Yeah.
I want to say it's once a month or twice a month, something like that. But
all on their website.
Yeah. It's really exciting. And John Moses is also on the chamber board with myself.
That's right.
And he's also the chair of the membership committee. So he and I have gotten to know each other quite a bit over the years. And Just a real good guy and run, they run a real good venue over there. So
They do. They have a great program. Every time I go there, it's a top-notch experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The arts and entertainment are a really big part of the Vero Beach economy. We probably have 6 or 7 little art galleries and studios here on Main Street. And then we have the whole Vero Beach Art Museum on the island, which is beautiful and definitely worth a visit as well.
Vero Beach Museum of Art has a big project coming up that they're going to be working on too. They're just going to almost double in size, I think, give or take.
Oh, the expansion?
Yeah, big expansion
Is
project.
Is that official?
I'm not sure if it's officially they're going to be working on it. So
Okay.
Everything's official, and it's going to take a while to get there. But it's exciting too. They have a once a month program where everybody in the community can basically get in for free. So I don't think a lot of people know that, and so no matter where your income level is, you can go and experience top tier artists or art across the whole country.
They bring in stuff from all over the world. Very, very cool exhibits.
Matisse, Monet, things like that was one of the last.
They had a Warhol feature a couple of years ago that was very cool. Okay, well, we kind of went in a different direction, but I still want to know Florida man experiences real quick, rapid fire, shall we say? Have you ever wrestled an alligator?
Have I? No, I got very close. I did. Some friends of mine that are in Rotary, he got me this close to going with them. I mean, I know these people firsthand who do it and how they do it. It's a good story though, man. He was like, you think about it's similar to fishing. So essentially they toss the line out there.
No, it's not.
I swear that's the start of it. Sorry.
Okay.
That's step one.
Sure,
Step one.
Sure.
So
it starts out innocently
I was
enough.
going to say, even though I didn't wrestle them, I know how you do it. So they throw the line out there and then they catch them and reel them in, which is good for a minute or two. And he was telling me one story about he hops in the boat and the gator's trying to get him. And, listen, it's not made up. They do actually have to wrestle him quite a bit sometimes. But once they calm him down, they wrangle him up and string him up and,
and then we have gator bites.
Make your shoes out of them.
Yes, exactly. I think this is actually invasive python.
Okay. Invasive python. Yep.
Sure.
Now we have those, lizards you can make shoes out of now.
Oh, gosh, those lizards. Thank goodness my cat can catch them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. My cat I'll tell you, not during the podcast, but he catches he's very industrious for a small kitten.
Yeah.
But, all right. So back to Florida man. Have you ever caught a shark?
No, I've never caught a shark. I've swam with sharks.
What has your Florida experience been? Okay, you swam with sharks.
I've swam with sharks.
Tell us about that.
Plenty of times. Oh, yeah.
What was that?
All the time. Honestly.
That one's just overheating. It's okay. We have these too.
I mean, honestly, swimming with sharks aren't near as scary as a lot of other things in the ocean, in my opinion. I know you get terrified of sharks. I get it.
I've seen too many bad videos.
Sharks live in the water. That's where they live.
They do.
And so if you say, oh, are the sharks? Yeah, the sharks live in the ocean. I get that.
You guys do the 4th of July swim to the flag every year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the paddle to the wreck or swim to the wreck, depending on how good of shape you're in.
Right.
There's
tiers,
Yeah,
something for everybody.
I've done it before, and it's a lot further than you realize on the way back. You're like, man, that's a long way out there. But yeah, once a year, just organically, sort of people started going out there swimming to the wreck, and other folks started paddling to the wreck. Now there's, I'd say thousands of people. I mean, could be millions. I don't know. Could be 20 million people show up.
Probably not. We can probably look at the photos on Facebook and ascertain how many people there actually are. But
it is kind of funny because people are like, who's in charge? Who's in charge? Nobody's in charge. So it's just one of those things.
Right. It's just a community thing that happens. Yeah. Everybody knows where the flag is and you can just head out there.
So what other Florida man questions you got for me?
Well, I don't have to ask you if you've ever been hit by the bright line.
I've never been hit by the bright line. That's fair.
Unfortunately, that is, did you see the Florida man was in the Miami Herald?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that they...
Kevin, yeah.
Yeah, they posted one of his posts from his Brightline hit another person account. And they were giving him a hard time for making light of Brightline hitting people. But, unfortunately, it's one of those sad realities. And I think, people cope however they need to cope. So
yeah.
You want to, make a little bit light of it, you can. So that was a controversial thing, though, that happened.
Yeah,
Right line train.
people don't realize like Florida Man is that you're referencing is a yeah.
It's an Instagram account. It's a social media influencer, but he shares a lot of things that are very classically Florida, like the Publix memes and things about gators and mosquitoes.
And pub subs and
Pub subs. What more do you need in life, truly?
yeah, beach, pub subs, and then you get the second half later.
Do you have a favorite pub sub order?
Yeah, chicken tenders. Buffalo chicken tenders.
Buffalo chicken tenders.
Put some blue cheese on there.
I mean, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's can't miss. But also, my go-to sub in general is going to be a turkey Swiss. So if I don't want a hot sub, I get a turkey Swiss.
Okay.
I know,
All right.
pretty simple.
That's pretty simple, straightforward. We like it. Okay. Do you have a drink go-to?
My go-to, honestly, I enjoy bourbon, and most bourbons, pretty much on the rocks, and that's probably what I like a lot. I end up doing a lot of vodka sodas. The older I get, the less hangover and
We
heartburn
all have
and
to pace
headaches
ourselves
and
here
stuff.
at some point.
It's
Yeah.
a very clean drink, so I end up doing a lot of vodka sodas. But yeah, but bourbon's definitely my go-to. If you said, "Hey, what do you want to drink?" That's a bourbon. Yeah, but yeah, that's definitely.
I won't ask you your favorite restaurant in town because that's controversial.
They're all gonna yell at me. They're all my favorite.
Correct. That's
Locally
the right answer.
owned and operated.
Mhm.
Those are where I spend most of my money when I go out. To your point as well, I try to support a lot of local businesses and mostly because it's also kind of interesting too to know the owners. A lot of these people are friends of mine I've grown up with and I've known them for a long time. And you like supporting them, like them, sticking around and being here. So if you like something in Vero Beach, if you want there to be more live music, you got to go support that live music. If a band is at a bar that you want to go see, you got to go spend the money and support it. If not, those aren't going to be here anymore.
Right.
So
who's going to do it if not you?
I'm just one piece of the pie. So, but yeah, absolutely. I get passionate about that.
Yeah. Well, Richard, I really appreciate you being here today and sharing more about your insights on living and working and growing up here in Vero.
And thank you for having me. And thank you for this delicious drink. Thanks to Mike. And I think it was a little bit of his inspiration and it was delicious. I've known Mike for a little bit. He's a
Very
good guy.
thoughtful of him to come and do that for us.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. All right. Everybody remember, go visit him. Go visit Richard at Marine Bank for all of your commercial lending needs, commercial officer needs, whatever that means. And join us back here next time for Coffee, Cocktails, and Capitalism. Make sure to like and subscribe and all the good things. And check out the Rotary, the Chamber, Main Street Vero Beach, and United Way. We will drop links below if you would like to get involved, volunteer, or donate to any of these great organizations that help make our community so awesome. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time.